Okay, this video is on finding the graphs of a quartic. Right, so when it cuts the x-axis, oops, might want to have my white one over there. When it cuts the x-axis at -4, that's going to give me a factor of x plus 4. When it cuts at a half, so technically that is x minus a half, but I don't want to have fractions in there, so I can change that to 2x take 1. All right, and now the fact that it touches at 2, so that's x take 2, and it's squared. Now don't just leave it at that, because that's infinitely many that have that, so we're going to pop an a out the front, and a does not equal 0. Because we are given this extra bit of information, 1, 5, right? That is telling us when x is 1, right? When x equals 1, y is going to equal 5, because it's our coordinate, right? That's our x value, that's our y value, okay? So I take that information and I sub it into the original. So instead of y, I'm going to replace that with 5. A stays where it is, and x becomes, right, that's going to be 1 plus 4. So instead of writing 1 plus 4, I hope you don't mind, but I will write 1 plus 4 is 5 times, now when x is 1 here, 2 times 1 in here, 2 times 1 is 2, take 1 is 1, go on to the next one, 1, take 2 is minus 2, but minus 2 squared is 1. Right, so that means, we'll write that, I'll write that nicely, 5 equals 5a, and therefore a equals 1. So we can say our equation then, right, a is 1, we could have just left that, x plus 4, 2x, take 1, and x take 2 squared, and we're done. Right, if it said expand it, well, we'd grown a little bit and then we'd have to expand. Yuck. That same question could be given to you, but instead of written, it could be given as a diagram. But hopefully you can see that I could have written this diagram as it touches at it touches at -3, it cuts at -1, and it cuts at 1. So we'll do the same thing. We'll say this is a, x plus 3, but because it's touching at -3, that means it's squared. We've got x plus 1, and then we've got x take 1. And of course, a does not equal 0. Sorry, I was sloping up there. We have this extra bit of information. I can't do that in my white pen, but we have, oops, no, that's not going to let me write either, because I'm in the, anyway, there we go. We've got that little bit of information there that it's the y-intercept is 3. So that's saying when x equals 0, y will be 3. So I put 3 in place of y, and wherever x is, I replace it with 0. So 0 plus 3 is 3, but 3 squared is 9. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 take 1 is -1. So now I've got 3 equals negative 9a, and therefore, oops, pen's decided to stop working. Technology at its finest is 3 over -9. It's because I'm making the video in the background, so sorry about that. Is -1/3, and therefore y will now be -1/3 x plus 3 times x plus 1 times x take 1. We would check, do we have to expand? We really hope not, and we're done. If this was an assignment question or a test question, I would, right, pop it into my graph and just double check, right, that I have got the right answer. So you would graph it -1/3. What have we got? X plus 3 squared. We've got x plus 1, and we've got x take 1. Okay. Oops, you don't want that. Sorry about that. We will deselect that. I will go Shift View Window. My scale looks like it's going to be pretty standard, because -3 and 1, and look at that, that's pretty on par. Okay, so then I know for sure, yeah, I'm good to go. Well, to know for sure, we could go G-solve y-intercept. Huzzah! Okay.